Good morning, everybody. What is happening? What is going on? So, most likely you just watched my video of the recap of the World Championships Decathlon Day 1. And if you are coming from that video, what's up? I kind of alluded to the fact that Day 2 was kind of getting shaken up after watching the first flight of the discus and the hurdles. So in the hurdles we saw one of the favorites to be in the top 3, one of the medalists, Kai Kazmierek from Germany, actually hit hurdle 3 or 4, I can't necessarily remember which one it was, and drop out of the race. And basically when you drop out of an event, you get 0 points. So for those of you that don't know the decathlon, you get 0 points for that event, and it kind of ruins your whole score. You're not going to come back from that. Kudos to Kai for actually finishing the meet. He did all the other events. Even though some weren't great, he still finished the full decathlon, so kudos to you, Kai, for actually finishing. I've talked to him a few times, been traveling and competing in Germany and with Germany for the last few years. After discus, we lost one of our other favorites for a medal, Lyndon Victor, one of my friends. I've competed with him for multiple years and is a super nice guy. He struggled with the discus this year, but he will be the world record holder in the discus for the decathlon. I have no doubt about that. Sorry, Brian Clay. Lyndon fouled all 3 throws in his discus, which is obviously is not great, meaning he also got 0 points in that event, basically taking him out of the competition. He then went on to try and pole vault, and pole vault didn't go well, obviously having a bad event in one aspect of the decathlon and then trying to immediately go and compete in another aspect is a pretty hard thing to do. And so kudos to Lyndon for at least trying. He eventually dropped out and didn't finish the decathlon. During the pole vault, we saw another 2 medalists potentially drop out. One of them was definitely going to medal. The other one was the US's favorite for getting a medal. We had Kevin Mayer, the world record holder in the decathlon, not be able to finish the pole vault or even start the pole vault necessarily. So yesterday at the end of the 400 we saw him kind of limp off the track. He didn't look like he was in proper form and looked a little beat up. After the discus, he was talking to his coach about his knee and his hamstring, and I believe his Achilles. So he was pretty banged up, and we saw in the hurdles he was pretty banged up as well. Didn't run nearly the time that he is capable of. He's a phenomenal hurdler. He runs 13.5, I believe, which is a pretty good time. Actually would have placed in the top 5 in the World Championship final alone. So we saw Kevin basically take half an attempt. He tried to run down the runway, couldn't will himself to do it, too much pain. He then regathered his composure, moved his approach back to try and build a little bit more speed, obviously more pain, but more speed so that he could actually plant the pole. Got about 3 steps out from planting the pole and basically collapsed into the mat. Immediately thanked the crowd because he knew that his decathlon was over and that he wasn't going to be able to finish. So Kevin Mayer, we lost him in the pole vault, which was kind of crazy because obviously he's the world record holder. We expected him to be a medalist. Then Devin Williams, one of my also very good friends, was in the pole vault and he just no-hided. He wasn't getting the penetration and wasn't converting his energy into the pole and penetrating into the pit, so he missed all 3 attempts at his opening bar. It's something you never want to see happen, especially to one of your friends, but he's had a phenomenal season thus far, and I personally don't know what was going on. I know he's had some trouble with cramping and stuff in the past, so potentially with the heat in Doha, it wasn't optimal conditions for him to perform at his best. So in the pole vault we lost Devin Williams. So now we've lost Devin, Kevin, Kai, and Lyndon, all on the second day. So the only two events we have left are Javelin and the 1500. And after the pole vault, Michael Weibo, another one of my really good friends, has moved his way all the way up into first place with a jump of 540. Now 540 is an unbelievable pole vault for a decathlete, and Weibo is a phenomenal athlete. So things are starting to shake up. We have two Canadians, Pierce Lepage, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name necessarily, Damian Warner, Michael Weibo, and Nicholas Call. Nicholas Call is a super young world under 23 champion. He's 21 years old and is just a stud in basically the second day. He has a decent vault and decent hurdles and kind of middle of the range discus, or very good discus and middle of the range other stuff. So we have kind of a shake between two Canadians, an Estonian, and a German leading into the last two events. Weibo goes out there, busts a pretty good throw. I believe it was mid 60s or upper 60s, and then Damian Warner 62-ish, and I don't necessarily remember what Pierce threw. I'm doing this all by memory, FYI. I'm not reading anything or looking at anything. I watched this whole meet yesterday, so I was pretty, or 2 days ago, I was pretty locked in on the decathlon. Then it comes to Nicholas Call. Now he has a 78 meter PB in the Javelin. That's unreal. That would almost qualify him for the individual Javelin for almost every country except for Germany's just studs in the Javelin. So that would almost qualify him for this meet in Javelin alone. So he opens up with a throw of 75 meters. Now that's a safe throw for him, 75 meters, good opener. Phenomenal opener for any other person ever. And then after Weibo throws his second throw, Call fouls his third, Call actually, on his second throw, I forget he didn't take his third throw, because his second throw was 79.08. 79.08. That is a massive throw. Literally the furthest throw that anybody has ever thrown in a decathlon. That's a decathlon world record. 79.08 is phenomenal. It is actually the best that anybody's ever. That's so far, and he's 21 years old. So this sets up the top three going into the 15. We have Damian Warner, Michael Weibo, and Nicholas Call. Nicholas is currently in third place, Damian in second, and Weibo in first. I think that I think it came down to almost like, I can't remember what the points were that separated them. It was, I'll look it up. It was super close. So after the Jav, we had Weibo at 78.69, Damian Warner in second at 78.54, and Nicholas Call at 78.50. So less than 30 points separated top three. Now, Nicholas is known for having a phenomenal 15, and Weibo is known to fight. Damian, he's kind of a middle of the pack 1500 meter guy. There's a Russian, Ilya Shkurenyov, sorry if I pronounced his name incorrectly, is in 78.26, but he's not necessarily a threat due to the 15. So the 15 was an intense race. So they got out. Nicholas started off slower than I had almost expected. He almost ran his 300 in basically my pace. He was in the back of the pack. On the second lap, started to move up, and on the third lap, basically dropped the hammer. The dude has to have nuts of steel to be able to run the way that he ran. He closed in some ungodly split and ended up running 4:15 point something. 4:15 point something. That's unreal. After throwing 79 meters in the Javelin and then coming back and running 4:15. Phenomenal finish for Nicholas Call and winning him the World Championship. My good friend Weibo ended up in a silver medal position, same as his wife in the 400 meters. She ended up in a silver medal position. And then Damian Warner ended in 3rd place. The top 3 scores were... Oh, and by the way, after the Javelin, the top 5 places were higher than my personal best after 10 events. And they're only at 9 events. So that shows you the caliber of athlete it takes to actually make a world championship team. So now we go back, now we go to the 1500. And Nicholas Call ends up running 4:15.70. Tim Novak, his teammate from Germany, another one of my friends, 4:22.18. Weibo, 4:31.51. And then Damian Warner ends in a 4:40.77. So obviously these aren't fast times if you're a distance person, but for the decathlon these are really, really good times. 4:15.70 that's flying. His 1200 meter split, 3:27.06. He came through the 800 in 2:20.65 and opened in a 1:10.72. So he opened in a 70-second lap, which isn't screaming fast. It's not crazy fast. I run 75s, or I try and run 75s. So that's not unheard of. But then he ran the exact same split for the 800, or for that next lap, and then basically maintained for the 3rd lap. The dude's a stud. Overall, after the decathlon, or after the 1500, the final scores in the top 3 places were Nicholas Call, like I said, in 86.91 for obviously a lifetime best. Weibo in 86.04 for a lifetime best. And Damian Warner in 85.29. Not a lifetime best for Damian, but another bronze medal finish at a World Championships. Weibo, that was his first time getting a silver medal at an outdoor World Championships, and obviously Call's 21. It's his first time getting a gold medal at a World Championships. The U.S.'s top finisher was Solomon Simmons in 81.51. He ended up getting 8th in the world, and then one of my very good friends, Harrison Williams, ended up 14th in the world at 78.92. Off a lifetime best for him, but what can you say for Harrison's first ever World Championship performance? So proud of the Americans, and unbelievably impressed with Nicholas Call, and proud of Weibo and Damian, because I know Damian, you watch these videos every once in a while, so if you get to see this, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. I know it's probably not what you had wanted, and obviously the door had opened up, and this year doesn't necessarily matter as far as your goals and aspirations. Obviously everybody's shooting for next year in the Olympic year. So congratulations to the top 3, and congratulations to the 2 Americans that finished, and Devin, I'm sorry that the decathlon didn't finish up the way that you had expected. Other than that, I have a few videos lined up to come out soon. Obviously I wanted to just make a 2nd day decathlon video to update you guys as far as the World Decathlon Championships, if you weren't lucky enough to actually go watch it, or watch it via the internet like I did. So remember, be nice to people, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt others, slow down, don't dance so fast, and I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. Okay, bye.